Hey, good morning. Hey, 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. It is a Sunday and 7:30 a.m. But it's Sunday, day before Futbol, and it's icky outside. So, hope you're all doing well and healthy, and everybody's okay. This is 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. I am Greg Mester, Scrum Master and Agile Coach. This is our 534th episode today, and we talk about Agile and Scrum in a practical and tactical way. Bring value, but also have some fun and find ways to do things and not work so hard, and enjoy life and enjoy your family and friends. Maybe go out to watch a Futbol game and sports and enjoy things. So, yes, I'm tired. I was up too late. I sent stuff out last night. So up late, got up early. Wife's not doing well. She's not enjoying that second shot from the vaccine. So yeah, I think it'll be a long day. But it is time to talk Scrum. Anyway, so I want to talk about two things today. I want to talk about sprints, and maybe they're really long sprints. Like if you get in a team that has sprints that are like 6 weeks long, what can you do? I've even done this technique with 2-week sprints. So we'll talk about that, and then we're going to talk about sports. And I was thinking of analogies to the Futbol, right? And which sport matches which type of agile activity, and maybe I'll write it up or something like that, and then you can all comment and tell me what you think on what I picked. So sprints being too long. So one of the things that I mentioned before, I like doing a halfway point check-in on my sprint teams. How we doing? And a really good Scrum Master that I know, she was talking about. We were talking about ideas of how their teams or sprints are too long, and what can you do? And we came up with the idea of halfway through the current sprint. Let's say it's a 6-week sprint. Let's say you got a 6-week sprint because it just didn't know, and they were doing 6-week sprints. At the third week, you can do a check-in with them. Like, is stuff getting done? How's their backlog doing? And things like that. You can kind of sneak, a sprint review into it without the actual demo. And then you can also say, well, okay, it starts giving an idea. Well, maybe we can do a smaller sprint, right? Maybe you do, like, if you're planning, how hard was it for the team to plan 6 weeks worth of work, right? Maybe they didn't have enough backlog. Maybe you can say, okay, well, we got this far. Maybe you create a thing where, okay, let's just plan for like enough backlog, and then 3 weeks from now, we'll add more to the backlog. And then you kind of switch that from them doing it into an actual formal time box. Something to think about as a technique to work with teams that haven't really dealt with it before, had the really long time boxes before you came to the picture. But it's a great idea to get them into the idea of that. And I did that with 2-week sprints, actually, and I'm making my teams get down to 1-week sprints, where they were doing 2-week sprints, had it pretty well done. And then we just, I'm like, hey, it's just a small amount of units. We're getting stuff done in a couple days. So is it possible to do the 1-week sprints? Does it make sense? Right? That way we're not spending as much time in the refinement sessions and all those other planning sessions, because you're not planning for so much time. It's a quicker session. I mean, in essence, you are spending the same amount of time. And the way I describe it as, let's say you had a 2-week session, right? 2-week session. And you spent 4 hours on it, right? And then, let's see. Get the whiteboard out here and do it real quick. I mean, it's real simple math. Everything gets divided. And I got a pen. I need my glasses because I can't really see. Can't see without sometimes. Sometimes I can. Sometimes I can't. All right. So we're going to go from a 4-week sprint to a 2-week sprint. 2-week. Right? 4 weeks to 2 weeks. So we spend 4 hours. We'll go 4 hours sprint planning. So now we're going to spend 2 hours. The numbers are the same. We spend, refinement. Maybe we spend 4 hours. We're going to spend 2 hours. Or maybe let's say it's 2 hours. I like 2 hours, personally. We go to 1 hour. Review's the same. The retro's the same. And daily scrums. Or daily stand-ups, whatever you want to call them. These are all the same. They don't get affected. It's the same time box, maybe. Maybe the reviews are half. Retros, I don't know how much smaller you can make a retro. So maybe the retros stay the same. Maybe the review. And it's the same. And it's the same. And maybe this is a one hour review becomes a half-hour review, maybe. Right? Maybe you could do the same with the retros, but I like having that conversation. Depends. But everything gets cut in half, right? The amount of items in your velocity just gets cut in half because your time got cut in half. So if you had so if I want the same thing, if I did on here, if I had a 40-point velocity, is now a 20-point velocity for your first time. So it's kind of what you would see. There's a lot of stuff in there. But that's basically it. So it's not very hard math-wise to do it. And you can experiment with your teams. You don't always do it. You do it and you go back, right? Here's the nice thing. Here's the sneaky part about it, right? So let's say your whole organization is safe. And you have a cadence where it's like every 2 weeks. But your team wants to try 1 week sprint. So they want to do Kanban. I mean, it's the same. It's like, okay, if you're going to do Kanban, let's do 1 week sprints. See how you do. So the nice thing about the 1 week sprint fits in the 2 week sprint bucket. So no one else would have to know. Right? That way, I mean, it may mess up their system. You call it an A to B sprint. Or something like that, but it keeps the cadence similar to everybody else in the organization, so you can do that and still have a similar cadence. Okay, so you don't want to go from like a 3 week sprint to a 1 week sprint, unless you could, or a half a week sprint, something like that. You don't want to do the halves, but you want to make a nice even division so it works well with everybody else. Okay. So that was it. Now my other board, I guess I should have used a bigger board, right? I got another board. Did I bring my phone? No, of course not. Why would I do such a thing? I don't know. Anyway, I was gonna take a picture. I guess I can't. So, which sport is like which type of agile, right? Yeah, I'll do this one. I'll use this one. I haven't used this big board in a while. Plus, it might be a better, funner picture. Say sports and agile, right? So I'm gonna do a little thing. I'm gonna say sport and then agile. So I'm gonna do Scrum. That's terrible. Scrum. Do Kanban. I'm gonna do I'm gonna do XP. I'll just pick 3. And let's see. I want to say I think Scrum is more like football, American football. American. I think Kanban is more like rugby. Oh God. Here comes somebody. Hi, Bubbles. What's up, baby girl? You get in here. You're getting more And then I think XP is more like Futbol. Futbol. Or soccer. Why do I pick that? This is what I'm thinking. Because it's football season. We got to talk about sports. So why do I say Scrum is more like American football? Bubbles, you're driving me nuts. So in American football, right, there's a lot of stops. There's 10 yards. You go 10 yards, you get a first down. There's a lot of time box elements of it. You work hard each play, right? You run a play and you rest. You plan for it to see how you did, and you do the next play. Every quarter, there's 4 quarters. You stoppage. So there is the out of bounds, and you check to see how you're doing and why aren't you doing well. You do your retrospectives. You plan your plays. You plan usually most teams plan a couple plays, see how they're doing. And you reflect upon it, right? So there's a lot of simulations between American football and Scrum. Kanban. Like I said, I think Kanban's more like rugby. Kanban doesn't really stop. Neither does rugby. I played rugby back when I was young. Bubbles. And, you play 40 minutes and a half, but you don't stop. The only time you stop is when the ball goes out of bounds, or someone gets offsides or something like that, commits a penalty. So that's kind of like the same way in Kanban. Kanban doesn't stop unless the team feels like it's getting off track, and then you kind of stop, you reflect, you see how you're doing, maybe do a review or retro every so often. It doesn't have to be on a particular time box. And you have quick huddles, and you talk about your goal was to move the ball, and but really it doesn't stop. So I was thinking Kanban was more like rugby. Okay. And why did I say XP was more like soccer? Well, in XP, everybody's involved, right? Everybody's on the field. Everybody's playing. There's no like off team thing, and you're always figuring out what you want to do. And working as a team in soccer is really important to passing the ball. And then sometimes there's people that drive for a while and they pass it to another. So I was kind of thinking instead of, football or American soccer was more like XP. Yeah, this is my thoughts and what I was thinking. Maybe XP is more like kind of sport that has the audience right in the middle of the game or something like that. Like polo. Polo might be more like XP because there's really no boundaries to polo, just a little board to make sure you don't run people over. But technically, there's no boundaries. So you can end up in the middle of the game and not know it, and then be bad. So that's my thought. So on this Super Bowl weekend, I was thinking, what sport kind of looked like which Agile framework, right, or process? So I got Scrum's like American football, Kanban is like rugby, and XP is more like football or American soccer. Just my take on it. Just having a little fun on this Super Bowl Sunday. And I want to wish you all the best. And please give us a thumbs up if you like your show. Enjoy your Sunday. Stay healthy. Stay happy. Ring the little bell if you want to hear when we pop up more. And have some fun. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy your time. And take care. Be healthy. And happy scrumming, right, Bubbles? Say happy scrumming. See y'all. Bye.